and 15,000. In 2 months, I'll become a millionaire.
Honestly, these things are actually not money, because if you check the amount of money, you know, if you check the value of money right now compared to when dollar was actually lower than what we have today, you discover that 215,000 naira is even nothing. And also comparing it to what we actually have in the market today.
Yes.
So 615,000 naira is actually a reasonable amount, in as much as it might actually look so good. Just like the government and the private sectors are proposing 60 to 70,000 naira.
Yeah.
Yes, those ones are good, but 615,000 naira, it's so perfect to the point that if you should compare it with all this political class and the amount of money you are hearing they are pulling out to run some project, invisible project that we are not even seeing at all, you discover that 650,000 naira is good enough. And one thing I believe minimum wage can actually do is it will improve the quality of our lives.
Yeah.
It will improve the quality of our living. You know, you discover that most of these policemen you see on the road, their job will be more noble, because you as an individual who might actually be self-employed or doing other business, when you see government workers, you respect them.
Yeah.
You accord that respect to them, because you know that these people are earning more than you do.
Yes.
And they, not just that, because they are serving the government, both the authority and the money they have, it gives them that prestige that they are earning this amount of money. You know, whenever we call this, for me, it's not even big, because if you calculate the number of children most of these workers actually have in their home, you feed your family, you take them back to school, everything is increasing. So why shouldn't the minimum wage increase?
Yeah.
If the school fees of your child increases by 200%, why shouldn't your salary increase? If the senators, the House of Reps, and the executives and the judicial and all of them, if they're actually trying to increase their own pay, why is it that those people under you shouldn't increase theirs? And considering the cost of living is very high.
Yeah.
Let's be realistic. It's very high. Something you used to buy, like milk, peak milk that I used to buy 300 naira before, is now 800 and something naira. So how do we explain that things are actually increasing, but the minimum wage is still where it is? It's not realistic. And these are the reasons why someone will actually be in office, person will start, you know, thinking of how to steal and all of that. It's not like I'm trying to justify, but these are the major things that actually motivate these things. Money is a motivation.
Yes, and the labor union has said that that amount is living wage. It is such that it will just help to keep someone alive.
Exactly.
You know, and for that living wage, they have tried to look at that 615,000 naira. Now, they said, as a breakdown, they have housing and accommodation for 40,000.
Okay.
Then electricity, 20,000, and of course this was before the electricity tariff increased. Nobody can spend this amount currently, as in 10,000 for electricity, because it has gone up. Now we have a utility that is about 10,000. Now they looked at kerosene and gas, that is about 25,000 to 35,000, depending on the volume of people in the house and how much they cook.
Yeah.
They looked at food for a family of 6. That is about 9,000 in a day, you know. For 30 days, that's about 270,000 naira. They look at medicals, you know, 50,000, provided there will be no surgery or whatever. Then clothing, they looked at 20,000. Education, 50,000. That is for public school.
Yeah.
Okay. Then sanitation, 10,000. Transportation, 110,000. This is because some workers stay far away from where they live.
Yeah.
And you know, fuel has gone up, which means transportation has also gone up. Now, in his address to workers at Eagle Square, Abuja, President Tinubu revealed that despite its efforts, the tripartite committee on minimum wage, established on 30th of January 2024, could not reach a consensus at its last meeting with organized labor, which was held on Monday. And Tinubu, who was represented by the Vice President Kashim Shettima, explained that that we should recall that on January 30, 2024, the federal government convened a 37-member tripartite committee on minimum wage. Now, the committee's mandate was to provide counsel and suggest a national minimum wage that aligns with our current economic situation. Since then, the committee, in collaboration with labor leaders, has been diligently working towards proposing a new national minimum wage. Unfortunately, Despite concerted efforts, the committee was unable to reach a consensus at its last meeting. However, he promised to resolve the deadlock to ensure the announcement for a living wage soon. So, like Labour is saying, what they propose is a living wage.
Yeah.
This is just to, let people be able to put their heads above water.
It's actually realistic, just by me looking at it. You see, and these are the reasons why our human development index is actually going down every single day. Nigeria is 163 out of 100 and something countries. And you ask yourself, why is it really happening? In a giant of Africa and in one of the giant economic hub in the whole of Africa, why are we still trying to peddle with these petty conversations? We're supposed to be a motivation for people to even come over here to work and the rest of them. You know, watch our standard of living is low, our education is poor, our healthcare is poor. So how do you expect? These are the reasons why these things are actually happening, because if you motivate people to work, if you motivate people to, you can only motivate people to work by the amount of money you actually pay them. It's a source of motivation. But whereas you don't see it, that's why everybody will just try to be a leader just because of what he can actually steal and all of that. So I think the Nigerian Labour Congress is actually pushing a very, in as much as an average Nigerian might actually see this money is so big, but to be realistic, that money is not really, it's really nothing. And I believe it's something that if it is done, you see that we will have some level of contentment among the average Nigerians who are trying to do one or two things to make money in illegal ways and all of that.
Yeah, you know, the NLC president